Hey everybody, welcome to December 2025 and all the work that's been going into the development of ABA 2026 in Orlando. I'm here with a leadership team, spearheaded by Dr. Angela Gibson and Dr. Amanda Bettencourt, but I'm also here with Maureen Kiley from ABA staff. And new to the team is Sarah Bingham McKillips, who you're all going to get to know very well over the coming months here, who's our new Senior Director of Education and Learning Strategies. Our theme this year for ABA 2026 is Leading Burn Care into Tomorrow. And today we're going to talk a little bit about why this meeting matters, what's new, and why we all are hoping you'll join us in Orlando. So I'm going to start off with Dr. Gibson. When you think about that theme, leading burn care into tomorrow, what does that mean for this year's annual meeting when you've been talking about this with the program committee?
I think overall it means that we are making the plan for our future, not just for what we're doing today. We're not just reporting out on what the status is of things with our organization, but really what opportunities we have for the future. Setting us up for success for the future for our entire organization. And I think one of the things that I've really thought about lately is how can we increase the visibility of the American Burn Association nationally and internationally as the leading organization with burn care. This year we had a record number of abstracts. There really is a lot of innovation, anywhere from critical care to reconstruction to rehab, psychosocial support, and systems level quality work. And I think we're trying to be thoughtful about designing the meeting with everyone in mind. And the hope is that you leave the meeting really energized and full of ideas.
I think that's exciting. Dr. Bettencourt, what do you think people can expect from educational program this year, both for the clinicians and a broader interdisciplinary team overall?
Yeah, so I mean, we've really leaned into whole team education. Not that it hasn't been that way in the past, but I think Dr. Gibson and I and the program committee this year have been very intentional about making sure every member of our team can see themselves in this meeting and also get something out of it. And our teams are interested in learning about the latest research, but also, having some more of those like tactical things they can bring back to their burn center. So you've got some different sessions this year that'll incorporate a little bit more of that. This is how I do it, and learning from each other in our annual meeting space. And then also in the same day, getting really high level science and cutting edge findings from those doing research. So I think, we recognize how interdisciplinary our teams are. And so we're just trying to get the meeting to reflect the reality of modern burn care.
Excellent. That's great. I'm going to come back at you, Dr. Gibson, on the pre-conference lineup this year. I know that this is incredibly rich with a lot of options, I think, for everybody. Can you highlight a few of the offerings that are being provided on April 13th and 14th?
Yeah, there really is a little bit of something for everyone. We have our ABLS live course and ABLS instructor course. We have the 2-day certified burn registered nurse course, CBRN exam prep course, and that's tailored to help nurses prepare for certification. We have a transforming burn care through quality improvement, and that's a workshop where teams can work directly with QI tools that they can bring back home with them to do some QI research. And understanding of where their burn center is at. We have burn rehabilitation, which is putting competencies into practice, and that's focused on functional outcomes and long-term recovery. We have a new ACT in action. This is using acceptance and commitment therapy concepts to support both burn survivors and clinicians. We have a quality and burn registry workshop that ties directly to the BCQP, and a free fundamentals of burn care scar management course for members that we're pretty excited about. I would note that space is limited in these pre-cons, and so it's really important to register early, and you can really consider these as an investment for your team learning.
Excellent. So I know both of you, along with the program committee, have really taken active participation on the research side for ABA 2026 and the case studies, et cetera. And it's always a major draw. I mean, everybody is wanting to look at the latest and the greatest and hear about that. So how are the abstract and posters shaping up this year? What are you observing at a high level overall that you and the program committee accepted that people can anticipate?
Yes, so as I mentioned, there was a record-breaking volume of submissions this year. Had a wonderful group of a large group of people who did the reviews and really tried to spread them out so that the reviews were done with the expertise necessary to do a quality job reviewing. So the quality, I believe, of the abstracts that were chosen is really outstanding. The hard part was in prioritizing it, and attendees will see this cutting-edge work in oral abstracts and poster sessions. We have these new e-posters, case studies that have, a little bit of everything in them. And a lot of our abstracts are basic science to translational research, clinical trials, health services, implementation science, really runs the gamut. This year, you'll be hearing soon that we're opening up a late-breaking abstract opportunity. And this is really for teams whose data became available after that original deadline. So there's still an opportunity for that work to be shared at the ABA 2026. And that late-breaking site will open up in mid-January for a very short amount of time with a submission deadline of January 28th. We're particularly hoping to see new multi-center studies and high-impact clinical and systems research that will shape practice for the next few years.
Yeah, we're really hoping that feature is going to be a nice opportunity and option for people who data was still coming in, but they can have an opportunity to share that at ABA 2026. Again, both of you were heavily involved in, for someone who's may never have presented ABB, before. Maybe it's a fellow, it's an early career nurse, a therapist, or researcher. I mean, what would you kind of say to those individuals that are coming at this kind of fresh?
Yeah, I guess I'll take that one. I mean, I was one of those people not that long ago, presenting my very first poster at the ABA. I think I was terrified at the time. I had dabbled in research as a nurse educator, but wouldn't have considered myself a researcher. And what I found back, 10, 15 years ago was this incredible community of people who are trying to learn from each other, support each other, and elevate our profession and our specialty. And so I would say don't be intimidated. It is an atmosphere of learning and community. The thing that we do in our practice is so rare among our peers. And so the opportunity to be with everybody else who cares about the same thing you do, learn from them, and also create connections with other folks in your field that can help you on whatever your professional journey is really what the meeting's all about. So I don't know if people would have called me a rising star back in the day, but I certainly have benefited over the last, decade, coming to this meeting, connecting with others, learning and growing my professional portfolio. So this is the place to be if you're in burn care for sure.
I can't tell you my first experience at ABA this past year of how welcoming everybody is, and they're really there for everybody to help them out and grow professionally, and that is evident throughout the meeting. One or both of you can respond to this, kind of building on your comments about the value of community, and I think that's what you're kind of describing a little bit. Can you talk about our SIG meetings and then networking opportunity at the annual meeting?
Yeah, absolutely. So your full meeting registration includes the SIGs or the special interest group meetings, the exhibit hall, and the networking events. And so SIGs are where people gather by discipline or focus, whether it's nursing, rehab, psychosocial, peds, prevention, quality. There's many, many SIGs. So each SIG has its own culture and priorities, and the conversations often drive what they're going to work on, what their goals are, guidelines, educational ideas. And we also have these dedicated networking receptions and informal meetups and structured opportunities for the early career professionals so that they can connect with established leaders. Kind of like what Dr. Bettencourt was saying about, being somewhere junior and having the ability to connect with people all throughout the organization.
That's excellent. Maureen, I haven't picked on you yet, but I'm going to now, which is, a lot of our industry partners and exhibitors, we can't do this meeting without you, and you're truly a strategic partner in sharing information with the burn community. Let's talk about that exhibit hall and our partnerships with industry. What can attendees expect in Orlando around that?
So thank you, Ed, and also thank you to close to our. We have over 100+ industry partners that do support the annual meeting, and the exhibit hall is really the innovation hub of the meeting and also a place for networking. It's a location where you can all meet your friends and colleagues from all over the world. So we hope to see you there. What you'll find are a vibrant opening reception, which we have on Tuesday. We have another reception on Wednesday in the evening. And we also have the Innovation Theater, where companies and partners share new technologies, products, and solutions in short, focused sessions. And so far, we have about 9 of those on the docket, and we're hoping to have a few more. We also offer sponsored symposia throughout the week, and they dig into the specific clinical or operational topics in more depth. And for the attendees, it's definitely a chance to see what's coming next in dressings, devices, digital health tools, rehab, and even more. And for industry, ABA 2026 is your unique opportunity to interact directly with the entire burn care team. And we really are looking forward to seeing you all there.
Absolutely. And I would say if the industry hasn't, made a decision yet, reach out to Maureen. She'll talk to you. I'll talk to you, in regards to questions you might have. We'd love to have you be there. Maureen and I actually had a chance several weeks ago to go down to Orlando, and we visit with Orlando Health and the burn unit there. They're excited about showing off a lot of things that they have available to the community. I'm excited to see what they got to show in their unit. And then, but Maureen, when we went there, I think it'd be helpful to people to hear a little bit about what we experienced, right? But communicating that about Orlando itself and Rose and Shingle Creek, our host facility where the meeting's going to be held. So, little thoughts about.
Right. Yeah, so Rose and Shingle Creek gives us a full service, single site experience. It's a hotel, meeting space, and exhibit hall all under one roof. What I liked about it, and I thought was natural, this year all the meeting spaces are in close proximity to each other. And you can even, meet your colleagues at the pool. They have 3 pools and a golf course there. And we're also excited about the Orlando Health burn care team and their burn unit and all of the fire departments in and around Orlando. They're going to be there to welcome all of us into their community. So thank you to Orlando and the fire departments as well. As far as proximity, it's also close to the airport. It's about a 15, 20-minute, maybe not even, Uber drive. And of course, Orlando is convenient to the restaurants and attractions, family-friendly options, and it makes it easy for people to combine your professional development with personal time. So we're excited.
I'm excited. It's going to be, it's a great place. I can't emphasize that enough. It's beautiful. Dr. Gibson, I know, how does the ABA 2026 connect to the ABA's broader vision? You've been on the board, you've been hearing all these discussions and the finalization of a lot of things. And, our vision now that the board agreed to is to be the world's defining global resource for burn care. So, when you think about that vision statement, and for ABA, along with our strategic work plan, what does that mean at ABA 2026, for you? And Dr. Bettencourt, you're hearing bits and pieces, I know, and maybe you can comment a little bit about what you're hearing and what that means to you as well.
Yeah, and I know we just kind of decided on the vision statement after a few board meetings of chatting through it. I think, the meeting has always been that culmination of everyone's work all year long, and where that vision of us being that defining global resource really comes alive. And so, we're bringing together national and international speakers and attendees. We highlight verification and quality, disaster readiness, and really, elevating survivorship and psychosocial care alongside of our acute clinical management. So I think it really pulls everything together at this annual meeting.
Yeah, and I think about how the annual meeting usually goes is somebody was selected to present something in some kind of way, and we have lots of of topics that are going to be presented, but it ends up being a forum because there's always dialogue after the presentation from the audience, and whether that's in a SIG meeting, in a correlative session, in an educational forum. And that's the place where we shape the future of burn care together, where we actually can share ideas and reactions to new findings and together come up with what the future is going to be. So I wasn't at the board table, just now seeing the vision. I can see how our meeting definitely fits into that.
Excellent. Thank you both for that. So let's get a little bit more to our closing remarks off of this and be practical about it. So I'm a burn surgeon. I'm a fellow. I'm a surgical resident. I'm a nurse or an advanced practice nurse, a therapist or a rehab professional, occupational therapist, maybe administrator. Or I'm even thinking about my burn center team attending ABA 2026. What would be your comments and about encouraging that audience about attending ABA 2026? We've talked about so much, but what would be things that you want to leave people with?
I mean, I think when we think about the surgeons or the other medical professionals and the advanced practice providers, really you're seeing the newest evidence, techniques, systems, innovations, and you're going to be amongst your peers, and you can, chat about like how you can incorporate this into your individual center, because we're all a little bit different in what we can do, but it's really helpful to have that dialogue. Maybe piquing our interest by looking at the latest research and then how we can implement that. For a nursing standpoint, this is your conference as much as anyone else's. You're a massive member of our team, and you'll find content on clinical practice, certification, and leadership, staffing models, well-being, all of that. From a therapist, psychosocial rehab focus, a lot of the program is focused on function, mental health, long-term outcomes, and you'll be central to those conversations. And then administrators and leaders, you'll hear about workforce trends, verification, quality metrics, and systems level innovations that really matter to your C-suite and your community.
Excellent. Thank you. Maureen, anyone considering joining us in Orlando, what should they do next? I mean, they're listening to us talk about all of this great stuff that's going to happen. And they haven't registered yet. What should they do?
Okay, so I would say there's about 5 top steps that you might want to do right away to make sure you're with us at ABA 2026. So first, register early. So early bird registration is open now, and it closes next week, December 17th. So take advantage of the reduced rates while they're still available. And number 2, reserve your room. Our hotel block at Rose and Shingle Creek, which you just heard all about, is limited and it often fills quickly. And the rooms are available until March 16th, 2026, or until the block sells out. So whichever comes first. And number 3, plan your pre-conference experience. You heard a little bit about that from Dr. Gibson. Many of our workshops and courses have capped capacity, so now is the time to decide which offerings best fit the goals and lock in your spot. Again, we've got ABLS and some burn care quality. There's a lot of pre-conference sessions that are there just for you. Number 4, submit a late-breaking abstract. If you've recently completed a study or finalized new data, the late-breaking abstract deadline is coming up in January, so January 28th at 11:59 p.m. Central. So we encourage the investigators to take advantage of this additional submission opportunity. And number 5, industry partners, if you are part of the burn care industry and have not yet explored participation in this meeting, we still have opportunities available. Please reach out. We'd be happy to walk you through the options and discuss how we can engage. My email is kiley@ameraburn.org, Maureen Kiley, and we have a team here to help you out. And if you would like to access anything else about the ABA annual meeting, log into our newly launched, refreshed website at ameraburn.org.
Thank you, Maureen. Dr. Gibson, Bettencourt, Maureen, Sarah, thank you all for your leadership and for all the work going into ABA 2026. I personally cannot thank the ABA program committee, the board, and of course the amazing ABA staff, specifically Shannon and Jennifer, who all have put in a ton of work and effort to make this meeting amazing. And to all of our faculty to be and our abstract and poster presenters and our session facilitators and moderators. Thank you. I know this takes a heavy lift to pull this off, but it's an amazing conference when you look at all these things that are in play here. So to everyone that's kind of watching or reading anything more about that, if you care about where burn care is headed clinically, operationally, or just across the full continuum, this is the meeting where the conversations are happening and where you can get a glimpse into where things are trending forward. So we're hoping I'm going to see you in Orlando. I know Sarah wants to meet a lot of people in Orlando and meet with you and hear from you. So April 14th through the 17th, it's 4 great days of learning, connection, and momentum. And we all look to seeing you there. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.